family. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back family. Hey, and if you're new to this channel, my name is Amber, and on this channel we review fragrances and body care, and we sip a little tea from here and there. Your sis may go left, but that's okay. Just subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Would love to get to know you and meet you. And hey family, hey, I hope you all are doing well. Hey new family, I see y'all coming in. I hope you all are doing really well. Well, let's get right into it. Honey, this is the unusual or weird scents that I actually love. So there are some notes and scents that may be kind of weird or unusual to others, but I really like them. So I wanted to share some of my thoughts. First off, let me start. This is not a fragrance, but I had to take it back, and where like this video idea even came from is as a child, and probably still to this day as an adult, but I used to, we had of course a home, right? Well, I shouldn't say of course, but we had a home when I was young, and it had a basement, okay? In Tennessee, I don't come across a lot of housings that have basements. There are some, right? But I don't come across a lot as I have when I was in Pennsylvania. So we had a basement, and I loved basement smells. I don't know what it is. Unfinished basements.
Hey. What's wrong with you?
I love unfinished basement smells, and I know you're looking at me like, ew, sis, for what?
It stinks.
I don't know. I used to just always like go downstairs and just breathe. And I loved basement smell. So that is an unusual smell that I love, that I experienced as a child. So none of these smell like basements, but they are unusual, okay? Let's get into it. So first off, we have Annabella's birthday cake, okay? And this is an unusual smell to me because it has latex in it. So like a balloon, yeah, like a latex balloon. I've talked about this fragrance before, but you can smell the latex. And this fragrance is really about celebration. So the birthday, the balloons. You know, like the gift, like it's all wrapped into one of celebration. But I really love this. This is not for everyone. This is not a fragrance I would say go out and blind buy. No, it's a very unusual celebration type of fragrance, but I do love this fragrance. And I'll tell you, like, I love this on my birthday. I love, like, if I go to a celebration, I normally layer this fragrance. So I don't use this all the time. So you're not going to see heavy dents, but I do love it, okay? And again, this would not be something I would recommend and buy, but the unusual of latex, balloon latex notes being used in a fragrance, I think is so bomb. Like, that is thinking outside the box. Like, I love fragrances, even if they don't sit well. So I do love it when perfumers, creators really think outside the box and like kind of test it out, right? It might not be everybody's jam, but like pushing that kind of creativity button, I love that. And this is what this is. So if you're interested, I got this on Lucky Scent. I would recommend you getting a sample. You can get a sample from Lucky Scent, but this is very unusual. And I got the sample before I purchased the full bottle, and I really enjoyed what this was trying to, it's almost like replica. You know how replica has like a memory in time? This almost takes the memory up a little bit because this memory, it lasts throughout the day. And again, it's a good pair. So if you're looking for something cakey, something that has latex in it, this is a fragrance for you, okay? Very unusual, but I love it. Moving on. Next up, I have a vanilla fragrance that is very unusual, and it's unusual to me just because when you first spray it, it gives you very man vibes, okay? This is supposed to be a unisex fragrance, and this is Vanille Exclusif, and this is from Mancera. This is like their whole line is unisex, but not a lot of people talk about this, or I've heard talk about this, but I could see a man talking about this more than a woman. To me, if you are a woman that likes this type of scent, then you love a good unisex that even can lean more on the masculine side. Okay, so I would say this is a very masculine, unisex, feminine, because women can get away with this, in my opinion. Clearly I have it in my collection, but this is one of those fragrances that when I wear this, it's for those boss days. Like, it's for that, like, when I don't want to smell like a girly girl. I don't want you to take me like for no fool. Like, I want you to take me seriously. You know, I don't want you just to get all in the trance of me smelling all like fluffy, or, you know, I love this for those moments. So I don't wear this often, but on those times where I have presentations that I really want people to focus, yeah, this is like one of those. This is a high intense, but I would say men could get away with wearing this more often than I would say a female. And that's just my opinion, but I do love this. But I love this for a moment. It is unusual, and it's interesting because this also has whipped cream in it, right? And so I think during the dry down, that whipped cream gives it a little bit of creaminess so that it's not so heavy masculine where it's like very off-putting, right? But I do have friends that are like, they like a good masculine scent that are women, and they're like pretty prima donna women that like a masculine scent for women. This would be one I would recommend, sis, like absolutely, just because it gives that at initial spray, it gives that, but on the dry down, it kind of brings out the more vanilla, the more whipped cream, the more fruity type of fragrance. That dry down gives you a little bit more woodsy, masculine. It has violet in it, so it gives you a powdery type of scent. But I think that off manthus that's in here really is kind of that rugged man vibes that it gives. But it is so good. I would highly recommend this if that is your scent profile. If you like a good note that you don't mind it leaning more masculine, then yeah, this would be your jam. But it is unusual because I wouldn't think that this would be like prim. This is definitely not prim and proper, okay? Moving on. Next up, another heavy. This is like syrupy heavy, okay? And this is Shea and Blue, and this is Salt Caramel. I cannot wear this in the hot heat. I would absolutely not recommend this in the hot heat. It would have to be a cold day. Definitely fall cold, like when we're going into winter, definitely winter season. This is syrupy heavy. Like, I mean, you have to like a good sappy caramel. Yeah, a very sappy caramel and milky caramel. And the salt, because the salt, you do smell the salt in it. So if you like a good sappy, heavy, sappy type of caramel, you would love this, okay? You would absolutely adore this. But I could see this being unusual because of how milky and sappy caramel like this is. This is like what it says, salty caramel, but it is like, it leaves no room for the florals. It leaves no room for like the powdery or the little prima donna. It leaves no room for that. It's like, I am caramel. Don't try me, because I am sappy caramel, salty, milky heaviness, okay? Again, you do not need a lot of this. You know, you do not need a lot of this. I cannot wear this every day. I cannot wear this in every season. But do I get it and get my life with it in the winter or in the fall season? Absolutely. Like, this is so good. I love this. This is, again, not for everyone because this is unusual. But You can get this on Lucky Scent. You can get a sample so you can test it out if they still have the sample available. I would highly recommend you sample before purchasing because this is not going to be for everyone. Now, can you tame this down? Yes, if you like a good caramel and you're like, sis, I love a good heavy gourmand and all that. But if you need to tame it, then I would say, yes, you can pair it maybe with a pretty vanilla that has a floral note or maybe an orange blossom note or something like that. Then maybe that will tame it a little bit. Gives it a little, maybe a refreshing type of scent. But if you're going to keep it like this and this is all that's on your body, yes, it's heavy. I'm telling you now, it's heavy. But I adore this. I love this. Again, this is Shea Blue. This is Salt Caramel. And it's a parfum, so it stays, okay? It stays for days. Moving on. Next up, I don't think this is unusual, but I added it to the list because some other people think it's unusual. They don't like it, you know, but I'm going to bring it because now I don't like the body butter or creme with this fragrance, but I love the fragrance, and I'm talking about Fenty, okay? Fenty is not a fan favorite. Like, you can love this and then you can absolutely hate it, okay? So this scent is very polarizing. It's either you love it or not, in my opinion. But I feel like this is unusual because this is a rose fragrance. Like, it has rose in the middle as far as a note, and it has blueberry. And I think that's unusual to have like a blueberry, which to me gives like a dark berry note, like a dark fruit with a rose. I don't think that comes common. You have patchouli in this. So to me, this is very unusual because, you know, when you get like fruity and patchouli and all of those, some people are like, what? I don't like that. Girl, I don't like that. But I love this. I love this better than the cream. The cream gives me perm. I paired this for my mom and I said, smell the cream, smell the perfume. And she was like, that doesn't smell the same. The cream gives me white perm, but I absolutely love Fenty perfume. I love this. Now, I have yet to wear the cream and the perfume on top. Like, I've yet to wear that combination. I think I'm going to just save that for like the fall season, winter season. I haven't been reaching for this. This is kind of not my vibe for this summer season. It's kind of too hot for this, in my opinion. But it is unusual because the scent, I think it gives like a different profile, in which, you know, fragrances do, right? But I think this really transcends on different body types. Like, I think like people really smell the rose more, and some people really smell the blueberry more. Some people smell the patchouli, but the patchouli is at the end, right? Like, so I think that this really kind of brings out, depending on your body chemistry, like certain notes. And it's either like those certain notes like it, like you love it, or them certain notes are like, I don't like none of that. So I put it on my unusual list. I would never test this on paper. I would never recommend testing this on paper. I would always recommend testing this particular one on skin, because I feel like you will be able to give a true sense of if you like it or not on the skin versus the paper. If you do the paper, you probably will always be maybe turned off by it. But ooh, on the skin, it just, I like it. Now the cream, it smells like a perm. So that's my word on that. Moving on. And last but certainly not least, my favorite unusual scent. And the cannabis note in it, to me, makes it a little bit unusual. But it's Florabotanica from Balenciaga. Now, I know and I made this to be last one because I know some of my family members have been trying to search this out. I think I saw it on Macari at one point. Other than that, I don't know if I've seen it on like a discount site, but I'll look out for it. But I still had to bring it to the table because the unusual part about this is the cannabis, but that's the most addicting part to me because how they did the cannabis and the florals with this, it's so refreshing and fresh and beautiful. Like, I don't know. And it's addicting. I've gotten so many compliments on this. Like, yeah, I try to babysit this because I don't know if I would ever be able to get this again. And if they did come back out with this, would this be the same formulation or would they try to make up something different? Like, you know how the people do. But I love this. And this is unusual. And again, with the cannabis note, but it's unusually good. It's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. This will always be on like top list for me because it's just that good. I don't know what else to say. I am going to babysit this because I don't want this ever to be down here where I'm like freaking out of. Yeah, this is one of them that I'm not going to use this up. I'm sorry. Like, unless you're coming out with another one and we get back in the recycle, I'm not going to be using this down. You know, I know that we use our fragrances. Don't save them. I'm going to say this one. This one right here. She going to be on save mode. Yep. So yes, I'm going to babysit it. Yeah, I'm not going to wear it every day, all day. But when I do wear it, I do get compliments. It is fresh. It is beautiful. It is top notch with the cannabis note. Moving on. Well, that's all, family, for my unusual weird scents that I have in my collection. What are some unusual fragrances that you have? I would love to know. If you enjoyed this content, if you enjoy a good laugh, give me the thumbs up and comment down below any unusual fragrances that you have been using. I would love to know what you think, okay? Make sure that you're good to yourself. Give yourself some grace. And if no one has told you that you are more than enough to, yeah, your sis just did. Bye, family. I love you so much. Bye.